Where is your boyfriend? Valentine's is coming. I am not here to sugarcoat it. Being single can sometimes suck. You're not single, you're in a situationship. This is a real homework assignment, okay? And tell me what you guys think in the comments if you do this. Hello everybody, I am Jack, or JC if you have been a long time subscriber here, and if you are new, welcome. Glad to have you. You're good? Alright. This video, as the title suggests, is how to be happy single. Listen, I know you want a healthy, happy relationship, so do I, and you will get that eventually, but sorry, not sorry, until then, I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna be having and doing enjoyment, okay? Personally, I love Valentine's Day, whether in a relationship or not, but I know that this season, this holiday can be isolating for some people that really do feel lonely and really do feel like it points out their singleness. So I'm gonna tell you, give you some tips how to be happy single, because it's really not a life sentence, one, and two, it's actually not bad. Am I weird? I just don't think it's that bad. First things first, we're gonna get into framing. We need to stop framing this period as a negative period. That's the only way that you can be happy while single. It's not forever alone, it's temporarily single. It's not no one to love, but just a lot of time for self-love. You're not bored and alone. It's more time to collect a hobby, do things you love, hang out with friends. The same way you might feel like, oh, there's no one out there in the world that cares about me in that way, romantic way. There's no one to check up on me. There's no one that loves me right now in this moment. Also, it can be framed as there's no one out here in these streets that you're worried about, taking you for an idiot. No one's phone you have to check. No one's Instagram you gotta pre. Nobody doing anything that's going to make you look like a clown in this period of time. And that's a lovely thing. And I know some of y'all are going to want to click out because you're like, oh, this video is all fruit. No, here's the thing. Being single is being single. I think a lot of people feel like and probably would have better experiences in a partnership. I am not here to sugarcoat it. Being single can sometimes suck. The condition is the condition. But I think that framing is important because, yes, someone can have cancer. You can have cancer. The condition is a condition. Cancer is cancer. Now, you can either be dying of cancer or you could be fighting cancer. Now, I choose to look at my single period as something that is enjoyable. I'm not suffering. I'm not in this long suffering period. I'm in a period where I have a lot of time for other things, and I'm utilizing that time accordingly, and I think you should too. And why I'm harping on framing and say framing is very important is because with framing it the right way, you can learn to appreciate that time that you have to yourself, that time to do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever is put on your heart. Instead of looking at something as a season of lack, you can look at it for all the positives and all the pros that comes with it. So for instance, being single for me, I've just learned to appreciate the amount of time that I have to be selfish, okay? To do what I want to do. Because I don't have any man, any children waiting for me to rush home and cook dinner, okay? Like if I'm tired after a long day of work or being out, I can buy something. I don't have to worry about, I have to make sure everyone gets what they want to eat. Boom. When I want to watch a show, I decide what show I want to watch and I watch it. I don't have to think, oh, I'm supposed to be watching this show with this person so I can't watch this episode. Or, oh, we have to share this TV so he doesn't like watching this show so now I can't watch this show even though that's what I'm in the mood for. You know, all those little things people take for granted, and I am choosing not to in this season. I am basking in those things, honey. There is a time and a season for everything. Yes, there may be seasons that you prefer more. Let's say, for instance, it is winter now. Don't love it. Definitely love summer more. But we have to go through winter. It is a season. It is equally as important in the cycle of life, in the cycle of weather, in the cycle of this earth. So while it's going through it, I can be hating my life during winter. I can be cussing winter every left and right. I could be staying in my house, not leaving, or I could just layer up. I could bundle up and look at the fun things that I can do in winter. People think of singleness as a permanent thing, and personally I do not, because I do believe that there are the seasons of life, and I think some seasons may feel long. Winter feels very, very long, okay? But is it really? Okay, eventually summer does come, and summer is great, and I love summer. But winter is here. So let's just frame it in a way that makes us not lose it. Makes us not lose our mind and feel depressed. Hello, I have a bone to pick with some of you. Some of you out there, listen carefully and listen closely. Some of you lot are giving the single girls a bad name because you're claiming single, but you're not single, babe.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
You're not single, you're in a situationship. It's complicated. How to actually be happy single is to be single. Be alone, be comfortable in that aloneness, and find the things that are interesting to you. What I'm saying is that a lot of you are in situations with someone where it's complicated because you want a relationship and that person does not want a relationship, and instead of leaving that completely alone and being single, you rather be with that person knowing that the potential for what you want is never going to come to fruition, knowing that this person does all the things like someone that might be interested but has no interest in you. And to me, that is way more isolating. To me, that feels way more lonely and would make my technically single period way more isolating, because you have someone within your reach that you can have and do all these things with, that you would want a relationship with, but you know they don't really want you like that, or you know that they're a good substitute but they're not really what you want, so you don't want anything with them. And so it feels like you have something within your grasp but you can't hold on to it, and that for me would be way more frustrating. That for me would be painful, okay, to have a package that could be everything but just something is missing, but yet I'm still trying to hold on, I'm still trying to grab it, knowing in my mind that that is not good for me, but still sticking around. Yes, that would be frustrating. So some of you all just need to cut off the complicated situation so you can really focus in on yourself and what it is that you want, and make room and space in your life, in your busy schedule, for the person that actually wants you, or that you actually want to find you, for you to find them, and for you to have time to actually cultivate something without being distracted. My mom and dad have this saying where they say half bread is better than none. Hello? That does not apply in this situation. Half bread is not better than none. In this situation, have the none as opposed to the half bread. You know the half bread is not going to satisfy you fully. You know it, so don't hold on to it, because it's going to make you feel even more lonely. Honestly, some of you are afraid of being single, so afraid of being single that you are tormenting yourself in these half situationships, complicated messes, and that tormenting and teasing yourself with that is actually highlighting the fact that you are alone. It's further highlighting the fact that you cannot find someone that you want to give yourself and love and be in a relationship with in totality. Let it go. How about we try an experiment? Not a thought experiment, but a real experiment. Get out of the situationships, the complicated things, especially those that are making you feel not the best at the end of the day, because you're giving yourself, you're giving your emotional time, you're giving your energy, you're giving whatever to this person that you know don't want you like that, okay? So at the end of the day, you're not winning. That's just the long and short of it. You're not winning. How about we do an experiment where you get out of that and actually be single and actually be alone, okay? And let me know if it's as bad as being in a situationship and a complicated mess. Let me know. Because I feel that being alone for me has been way easier to navigate than when I'm in a situation that is causing me confusion. I don't like confusion. I don't like mess in my life, okay? You're either here for a long time, not a good time, okay? Or you're not here at all. That's just the way I run things. This is a real homework assignment, okay? And tell me what you guys think in the comments if you do this. Create a list of things that you want to do alone. Hear me. A lot of people have a mental list, whether it's things saved on Instagram, saved on social media, of things that they would want to do with a partner. Whether it's a dance challenge, whether it's a trip to some certain place, whether it's the yoga challenge. I remember that was big way back when. People have a whole mental list of things that they want to do with a partner. What I want you to do is make a list of the things that you want to do alone. Fun, solo things. Things that are better solo, or things that could be done solo but you've always thought of it as a partner thing. If it's something that you want to do and could be done alone, put it down on that list. So So that could be a solo trip, that could be learning a new language, that could be learning a random skill or activity, that could be reading a certain book, that could be going to a certain dance class that you've always wanted to take up, that could be some kind of workout classes that you've always wanted to try and that you've always wanted to do, that could be a fitness goal that you have for yourself, joining a fitness competition, that could be practicing new recipes and trying them out and just like making a mess in your kitchen, baking. You've always wanted to bake, or I've always wanted to bake. Give it a try. Why not? Long walks, okay? I love long walks alone. The introvertedness in me is coming out. Jogs, solo jogs with just your music on, do not disturb mode on, and you're just going. Long train rides, long travels, long rides. I love that kind of thing. Long drives, long that gives me time to think, solo, zone everything out, live for. Finding sites where you can meet like-minded people and connect on things that you love. So meetup.com, a skincare routine, finally taking time to like test out products and see how it's working on your skin, getting that together. A beauty routine, learning your nails, hair, different hairstyles, trying things out, things that thrive with you, just being you, dependent on you without needing someone else. So I just gave you that whole list because I know a lot of y'all will be like, what can you do single? What can you, that whole list, all of those things are things that I personally enjoy doing alone, and I know they can be done alone, and I know a lot of those things are actually better alone. Cooking, I love trying out different recipes because hey, it's just me tasting it, seeing where I can make tweaks. Each time I make it, things have gotten better and better. Hair, nails, been loving getting into that. Swimming, recently took up learning to swim, still on that journey, love it. I pretty much have taught myself how to swim in 3 months, but I'm going to continue that in my routine. Language, there was a period of time when I really wanted to learn how to speak Igbo. I'm still kind of, you know, fell off that wagon a little bit, but that's something that you can do alone. I'm sure you could do it with someone, but it can be easily done alone. Working out, love trying fitness videos online. I do that by myself. I've definitely taken advantage of meetup.com to find people doing activities that I'm interested in, that I know, even if I had a boyfriend, that they probably would not be interested in anyway. And I know none of my friends are interested. So I've taken advantage of Meetup. I put many of my friends onto Meetup that do have relationships actually, but they're just looking for hobbies to do, because they found that they have been so wrapped up in their relationship that they have nothing. They don't have any separate thing for them, and maybe their guy does, and so they feel like they're just in isolation all the time when he's not around. Use this single time to find all the things that you love and that you can do alone, because that list will come in handy even when you are in a relationship. As I just said, many of my friends that were in relationships or that are in relationships find that their lives become so blended, but when their partner ends up having a hobby, when their partner ends up having things that they like to do with the guys, let's say, or other things they like to do with the girls, they find like, hey, maybe if I had taken advantage of that single period that I had in my life to cultivate the things that I like doing alone, that I want time alone to do, maybe this period of isolation when my partner has his things to do with his friends won't feel or wouldn't feel as terrible or wouldn't feel as boring. All that to say that this list will come in handy even when you find that healthy, happy relationship, which I know that you will. This list is important because not every relationship people are together 24/7, and I don't know if that's 100% healthy, to be honest. So you want to find things that you enjoyed being alone doing, so that you're not constantly like cluttering your partner and they're not constantly cluttering you, and you learn how to have that nice balance of together time versus alone friend time. This last one might be controversial to some people because obviously this is a how to be happy single video, but this is a realistic how to be happy single. Please, I beg ye. If you know that you're single and you know that you have been single for a while, and that even if it's not a while but you're ready to get back out there and you want to be in a relationship, please, my dear, do all the things that you can do to find a new relationship. There's so many people that talk about, I want to find the person for me, but you know, I just want them to like come along. I know they're gonna come along, and that might be true. This person might find you somehow by God's grace. Great. I believe that whoever is meant for you to be with, God, like his plan will come to fruition. But I also believe that you have to put yourself out there. You have to do the thing. And I feel like if you are single, desiring a relationship, and you're not making any steps to find that relationship, you're probably going to be very unhappy in your single period because of that level of passiveness, because of inactiveness. I feel like whenever you have a goal and you actively take steps towards that goal, whether you achieve that goal or not in the time that you think you will, you feel like, hey, I'm doing the best I can. Hey, I'm doing what I need. Think about it like if you had a fitness goal, right? If you were on a fitness journey and you say, hey, I want to lose X amount of weight and start eating healthier, getting my skin looking better because of my diet. I just want to change up my diet and lifestyle to lose weight. Boom. That is the goal. Now, if you say that and you just sit down and say, well, it'll happen naturally, and I'll just try and eat a bit less on the plate, and you know, I'll try and like walk here and there, and you're not really keeping track of it, it's probably going to feel like you're not losing weight. It's probably going to feel like, when will I ever get out of this season? When will I ever get to the goal that I set for myself, body and health-wise? When? Versus the person that also has that same goal, but says, hey, okay, boom, I'm going to join this class Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm going to do this workout. I am going to start counting what I need to eat, the macros and everything, the macronutrients and all I need to do. Setting that aside, having my meal plan, having this. I'm going to weigh myself every month just to see my progress. That person, even if they don't lose that however many pounds in the time they wanted, being as diligent and being as proactive as they are, you're definitely going to start noticing the changes more. You're going to be cognizant when you see the numbers changing that, hey, okay, maybe I didn't lose it in the 3-4 months that I thought I would, but listen, the 3-4 months that have come, I can clearly see a difference. I've been tracking everything, I know. So all that to say, both people, both scenarios are going to be losing the weight jejely for the first one, and like more proactively probably for the second. But the point is, both are going to be losing the weight. Both are going to be making slight changes health-wise and seeing results. The person that will be, I think, more excited, more happy at the prospect of that thing that comes is the person that is active in that journey, the person that is not very passive. And the same with singlehood. If you are done and over singleness and you are just sitting on your bum hoping that one day you bump into someone when you happen to go out and go grocery shopping and the perfect guy for you is going to be there, or they're going to slide into your Instagram DMs randomly but your Instagram page is private, all these things, great. That could still happen for you, and maybe if it's meant to happen for you in 2 years, 3 years, that will still happen. But I think the person that will feel more like, hey, I'm trying, I'm putting my all out there, is the person that does what needs to be done, honey. Okay, it's the person that joins a dating app. It's a person that goes to events that their friends invites them to because they're like, hey, I'm gonna mingle, I'm gonna socialize and see what comes out of it. It's a person that puts some effort. They say, let me put on a little shoe, let me put on a little, you know, a cute blouse in, let me put on a pants, and I'm gonna go someplace and I'm gonna look good, and I'm gonna come there with an energy that's like, okay, I'm happy and I'm open to seeing what happens. That person, even though it may not be working the way they want to work, will feel more like, hey, I'm being proactive and I'm doing the thing that needs to be done. All you can do is be proactive. You can never make someone interested in you. You can never force a relationship to happen. All of that is going to be God's timing anyway. But in the meantime, you know, why don't you just make it a little simpler for him? Make it a little steward over what you have a little bit, and you know, just give it a push. And I'm gonna say this too, and it might be controversial, but the church babes out there, show a little cleavage. Not every day, blouse and smock, okay? Show a little cleavage, put on a high heel. I'm like, yeah, and go to the not be about to get y'all kicked out of the church. Oh, I apologize. You don't really need to show cleavage. That is just me saying, put a bit of pizzazz and panache. I also go to church, okay, honey? I go to church. I would not wear this in church. But I look presentable. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I look presentable. I'm still gonna look youthful, and I'm still gonna look happening and hip. Obviously in that. And I feel like as long as you know that you're putting your best self out there, as long as you know that you're comfortable and happy in the way that you're looking and presenting yourself, that to me is doing something. That to me is doing your part. You cannot force anybody to like the blouse and shoe that you put on, okay? It's not by forcing, but the fact that you've done it is all that you need to do. I always call relationships, and I say this to my friends, I call them everyday miracles, because let me tell you, okay, as a person that dates, it feels like a miracle to be able to find someone that not only you like, but they like you. And not only do they like you on the same level of interest as you liking them. Because some guys, they could like you, like, okay, we got fun. And there are some guys that are interested in the level of commitment you're interested in. They have to be the timing. That person might be interested in that level of commitment, but maybe not right now. Or maybe you're not ready for that level that they're on right now. So there's so many things. The attraction, the chemistry, there's so many things that have to align that it feels like a miracle to be able to get out of that single period, to be able to find someone that will have you comfortably and happily and healthily out of that single period. But it's an everyday miracle because you look around and presumably, you know, the people that are showcasing the relationships or that we see together in the world are in healthy, happy relationships. That's what we're presuming, and that's what I usually presume, okay? Presumably, all the people that you look around and see have managed to have this miracle happen in their lives. So it is an everyday miracle. You can look around. Don't just look on social media where everyone is all pretty and dolled up and the men are handsome and their beards are connecting, okay? In real life, look around. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to be super tall. You don't have to be super short. You don't have to be super fit. You don't have to be super curvy. You don't have to be super hot. Just look around and you'll see normal, everyday, average people have found that miracle. I think sometimes as a single person, you could think to yourself, like, what is it that I'm doing? Like, perhaps I could get better at this. Perhaps I could get more fit. You know, you have all these people telling you all these things. I don't think you have to be any of that. Like, again, put your best foot forward. Look as best that you can look for you and the space that you're in your life. Do that. But that's enough. Like, you don't have to look as good as this person. You don't have to be this person to get a relationship. Look around, see the everyday miracles. It is happening. So with that said, it can happen for you. And if you are unhappy single, I really do feel a sense of empathy for you, because I don't think that this period of time is a period of time where you should be unhappy. I feel like being solo, being able to self-care, being able to self-love is a tremendous, tremendous gift, and you will not realize it until you are out of that situation. Like, my parents are married. That's what I grew up seeing. And listen, my mom, my dad, they don't really have time for themselves, okay? They didn't have time for themselves when we were all in the house. We were always calling, okay? We were always texting. We were always needing something. My mom was always asking us what it is that we wanted to eat and cooking our favorite meals. She didn't really cook what she liked to eat. It was like, what did you like to eat? Let's cook that. My dad, the same. Always trying to check up on us. Always making sure that we're fine. Like, they don't have the time to just be doing what they want to do because they want to do it. I do. So I know how annoying I was as a child when I was dependent on my parents. Still kind of am. Let's be real. So I know how annoying I am. So I know how annoying it will be when I have all those things. So let me take advantage of this period of time when I can do whatever the blood clot me want to do. Alright? All of that to say, I hope these tips were helpful. I hope you have a very happy and lovely Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is amazing. Any holiday where it gives you chocolate half off the next day will never be a problem in my book. So do what you need to do on Valentine's Day to feel better, but I hope this video did give you some tips and tricks on how to be happy and how to stop stressing yourself out, okay, about being single. The single period is just that, a period, okay? Periods end. New beginnings will happen. It is all good. It is all fine. But in the time that you're in this period, why be miserable? That is all. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. Check out my hair growth oil if you're interested. I do make hair growth oils. I have an Instagram and I have a TikTok, and I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.